we're one Giancarlo Stanton injury away from bringing up a Spencer Jones or a Jasson Domínguez. Yeah. And we know he's going to be injured. He's got tennis elbow in both elbows. Like, something's going to happen.
He doesn't even play tennis.
Yeah, he doesn't even play tennis. Welcome to another edition, a special edition of Yank Your Mets. They're all special. They're like our children, Chad. Every episode is special.
Indeed.
I'm your host, Phil Wolf. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Chad, Mr. Met Voss. And Chad, so good to see you. How are you?
It's good to see you too. It's good to see you too.
Thanks. It's good to be seen.
Yes.
Let's jump right into it. There's so much to get into. I don't know about you. I'm super jazzed for the baseball season. We are sitting firmly in the middle of February, about 5 or 6 weeks out from the beginning of baseball. A couple new developments, though, out of Mets camp. Most importantly being the injury to Francisco Lindor has injured his left hamate bone.
Hamate. I think hamate, right?
Hamate.
Sure.
I'm going to be honest with you. I had not heard of this bone prior to this year. I imagine
Really?
it's probably a pretty common injury as I've read among baseball players, golfers, hockey players. But this is concerning, I think, for Mets fans. Or what's your level of concern?
I'm just like, yep. Yep. And it's funny because I was literally thinking the other day, because I do every now and then, was like the one guy who probably can't go down this year is Lindor. And literally the next day I was like, no, all right, cool. He's questionable for opening day now.
Oh.
I think I'm more concerned about, is I think this is the same thing that Trout had, right? In 2020, fill in the blank, 2, 1?
2.
Anyway.
You could go back to 2023, and that's what Francisco Alvarez had. I mean, if we want to keep it within the Mets.
Yeah.
But yes, certainly.
Yes. I am familiar with the hamate bone injuries. I feel like the Mets have one every other year.
They plan it that way, I'm sure.
Yeah, they do. I mean, was it Ray Ramirez is their trainer? Like, I mean, it's been a minute. Like in the early 2000s, every other game was, and here comes Ray Ramirez. Like, the Mets just with injuries, we haven't, like, the last 2 years have been okay, but I mean, for this one hurts. This one's not good. You want to kind of, you hope springs eternal in spring training. You got pitchers and catchers reporting. And then this, like, and then is this, and I guess what I've heard is that it's a difficult injury to discover because of where the hamate bone, I think, is this thing.
Right. Yes. And so small, very small.
I guess there's like a hook involved.
It's the hook. Yeah. Man, you're hitting all my points, Chad. Go for it. Just keep rolling. I highlighted hook. Mention hook.
Yes.
Mention the hook.
Yeah. It's a Chris Benson hook.
Not the best news coming out of camp.
It's not what you want to hear.
Not what you want to hear.
It's better than the Diaz jumping up and down, like missing the year, but
oh my gosh.
Not what you want to hear. And then it's like, okay, now what's plan B? Bichette to short and Beatty to third? Question mark?
It's an interesting point. Yeah, I think people kind of focus on the offense, right? And think about, we can't lose Lindor's bat. But obviously he plays a premier defensive position and you need to find someone else to fill that gap.
The guy that nobody wanted as a shortstop.
I mean, I think there's options. Bichette now can certainly fill in. I think you're probably keeping Semien at second. Yeah, because I mean, it's been a couple years since he's played, and Bichette's probably been at short more recent.
Can't play Acuna. He's gone. First, I mean, to kind of go back to, sort of the nature of the injury, Dr. Rodney Brenner, this is according to CBS News, it's an injury that is unique in that it only really occurs with a direct blow over the most prominent part of the hamate bone, known as the hook of the hamate. There you go. There's your hook, Chad. As such, the only way it usually happens is when the end of a bat, golf club, hockey stick, or some other object directly impacts that area. Hitters in baseball get jammed. You're talking about check swings, that sort of thing. There were like 3 high-profile injuries, though, to start the year. Lindor probably the biggest, next to Corbin Carroll for the Diamondbacks, and Jackson Holliday. So right out of the gate, you see 3 prominent players go down. I think Holliday's his recovery timeline's a bit longer. I think Corbin Carroll and Lindor are expected to be back pretty within 6 weeks. I know, kind of right at the beginning of the season.
So is he just not playing spring training? Is that the idea?
Can he? I mean, I guess he can't, right? Maybe he can take some defensive drills. He can work on his conditioning. But the other part of this, too, because Francisco Lindor is a switch hitter, this impacts him from the right side because it's his left hand, right? Which is then the dominant hand swinging from the right side. Let me just, as we both try to figure out which hand is
hold
left.
on, left, right.
Oh, the old left trick. So that part of it is promising. I think what concerns Mets fans is having just lived through this with Alvarez a couple years ago. You know, the likelihood that he could lose some pop is higher. Alvarez lost a little bit of pop. It took him 46 days to come back after the injury. And he struggled over his first 20 games, this being Alvarez. He posted a 232, 321, 304 slash line with 1 home run, 2 doubles, and a 625 OPS. This is a different player.
Can you get a little more specific?
Time. Yeah, I'm just saying. But you know, he did bounce back from May 26 on to the rest of that season. He did really well. So there is life after this injury. I don't think anyone expects us to be like super terrible. But at the top of your order, when you want to start the season strong, not what you want to see. I just don't think Lindor, you don't need the power from Lindor. You just need good at bats. I mean, it's nice if he bops 20, 25 home runs. He's capable of hitting more, but like, I think he'll be fine for the rest of the season.
Yeah, 2025 is what you need. Well, yeah, we'll see what the rest of the lineup does. There's no more Pete. So my concern, because I'm a Mets fan, is this is the same injury that Trout had, and he has not been the same since. And they're saying that he's, it really impacted his swing. Lindor's 32. Francisco Alvarez was probably at the time 21, 22. Like, that's a difference. I'm no doctor, but I play one on TV. And my TV doctorness says, eek. It's the check swing too. Like, I've heard there's like a variety of ways that you can hurt it.
Yeah. Just like the stopping short that impacts that bottom, the barrel of that bat up against that bone, that pressure. I don't remember Trout's injury, or at least the significance of it. But of course there is a degree of severity here. I don't know how much worse Trout's was than Lindor's or Alvarez compared to Lindor's.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think they're optimistic that he comes back from this.
Yeah.
Defensively, I think is where you might have greater concern, because Lindor is a Gold Glove caliber shortstop, and we're all about run prevention this year. And who are you going to plug in at shortstop? I think Bichette's probably the way to go.
Oh yeah.
And then he moves to third when Lindor comes back. But again, we're still 6 weeks out from the season. So I think this is, concerning, but certainly not the end of the world.
But now, what do you do with Bichette in spring training? Do you give him reps at short? The guy who's never played third before?
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I mean,
if I'm the Mets, you're staying at third because Lindor is coming back at some point. Get your reps at third. At least he's had some experience at short. But that's now a problem that Mendy has to deal with, not me.
Yeah. That seems to make sense to me. I mean, give him as many reps at third as you can. I think he played second base last year in the postseason when he came back. So I think I mentioned last episode, Bichette defensively doesn't worry me. Even if he has to plug in at shortstop, he's more than capable. He'll play third, I think, at an elite level. He will be fine.
Speaking of injuries. Or coming back from injuries, more importantly. How's your boy? Looks like Gerrit Cole.
He does. Gerrit Cole is back. This is very, very exciting. We went all year in 2025 without our ace. Fortunately, we had Max Fried to fill the gap. Gerrit Cole has been the ace of the staff, and the Yankees need him this year if they're going to make a deep postseason run. He's back in action. He's throwing bullpen sessions. There's speculation that he might see some spring training action. Says he feels good. He's got a new full windup. He's altered his delivery a little bit. He's hitting 96 on the gun, which is very promising. He's targeting a late May or June return, though he might come back before that. But it's kind of crazy to think that the last time we saw Cole pitch meaningful games was in the 2024 World Series in the fifth inning when they blew it and everything went to shit. So the last time we saw him, things were not going very well. But excited to get get him back. Boone said this of Cole. I liken it to a diver that dives off the high board and just goes in the water, making no splash. That's Gerrit. So I'm excited for Gerrit Cole to start the high dive. And
what a weird analogy.
So weird.
What does that
I liken
mean?
it to a swimmer. It's like, okay.
No dive?
No
or
splash.
no splash?
Yeah. It's a clean.
Why?
I don't know. He's Aaron Boone. He says weird
Yeah,
things.
he's weird.
It's exciting to know that he's going to come back. I do think with Gerrit Cole, I want to temper Yankees fans' expectations because there's something that I can almost predict will happen. And I think we talked about this in a previous episode. You brought this up. Gerrit Cole will pitch like Gerrit Cole. The question is, how much leash do they give him, right? And I think he's probably going to be on a pitch count, maybe an innings limit. I wouldn't be surprised if, his first few outings, he doesn't look that sharp. Maybe he only goes 4 or 5 innings if he's pitching effectively. There is no need to rush him back from this because the name of the game is being ready for October. So I'm just telling Yankees fans right now, expect him to go 4 or 5 innings at most, whether he's got the lead or not, regardless of how many pitches he's thrown, 75, 80 plus pitches. They're probably going to take him out. They just got to build him up for October. Late season, postseason runs, August through the end of the year, make sure that he's right. And so just expect him to not be the workhorse that we've expected him to be. And that's okay. That is okay. We have the staff and hopefully the bullpen falls into place where we can make up for all of that. But coming out of the gate, do not expect Gerrit Cole to be pitching 7 + 8 innings. It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, I would have killed for 4 to 5 innings from any of my starters other than David Peterson last year. So, yeah. But I mean, I think of any team in almost across baseball, if there's a team that has the luxury of easing a pitcher of his caliber back, it's the Yankees, because they do. You got Fried, you got Schlittler, you're fine. You don't quote unquote need him because you guys made the playoffs without him last year. So you do have that luxury. It's not like if he were a Met, I could see you got to get him back. You got to get him back, and them forcing the issue, and he's pitching in April, and then he's out in September. But you guys don't need that, and I think that's a nice luxury to have where you can ease him back. And I wouldn't even go 4 or 5. If I'm Aaron Boone or if I'm the Yankees, let him go 2-3. Just get him acclimated, save the bullets for when you need them. Again, it's those June games against the Marlins that don't matter. Go
unless you're the
let
Mets.
him go. Unless you're the Mets. Because every game matters.
The other thing, which, maybe not very many people care about, is he's going to have a beard, hopefully, this year. And we haven't seen Yankees or bearded Gerrit Cole in a Yankees uniform yet. And the last time he had a beard, he was, I think, in the World Series with the Astros. So I'm excited to see this version of Gerrit Cole pitching in the Bronx. Bearded Cole.
That was a George thing, right?
That was a George thing. That was a George thing.
What's his face is... Let the reins go.
He let the reins go. I mean, we got rid of the beards to bring on Devin Williams and then let him go 1 year later. So we changed the rule for a player. We didn't re-sign. And now I think there's no going back to the bearded, to the clean shaven look. You can't corral that.
Unless you're the Islanders. Lou Lamoriello did that.
Did he really in hockey?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
What?
He lifted it in the playoffs.
So they can have their playoff beards?
They can have playoff beards. Tradition started by the Islanders.
Okay. Interesting.
And
very interesting.
Win the cup. Get to the finals.
Okay.
They were like, we shouldn't shave.
So it's paid off for them.
In the 80s.
In the 80s.
When I was 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those were the days. So other news out of Mets camp. They look like they're moving Soto to left field, the position he's played before. Again, in the name of run prevention. How does this sit with you?
I guess pun intended, it came out of left field. Why all of a sudden they were like, oh, hey, this guy, we're going to shove him over there now. Was this part of the plan the whole offseason? wake up one morning and be like, oh, you know what we should do? We should put the guy who blows in right, we should put him in left. And all offseason, they're talking about Benj being the left fielder. And now they're like, oh yeah, Benj is a right fielder. Like, when did that switch happen? Am I the only one who's like, wait, time out? Like, what? Where did this come from?
Benj was a right fielder in the minors, wasn't he? Center and right?
Yeah, but like all off season, they're talking about Benj moving Beatty to right. I'm like, Beatty to right is weird to me, but okay. Or to left, sorry. They're talking about Benj and Beatty in left. And then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and Soto's like, I'll pitch if you want to. And they shove his ass in left. What? Like, this has been their plan the whole time? And why wasn't he in left last year when he was awful?
Because they had no one else to play right field. I mean, tomorrow the Mets will announce that Soto is now the closer.
He's the catcher.
He's the catcher. He just keeps adding elements to his game.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. This wasn't as surprising to me because he's played the position before, and maybe this was the plan all along. And like, Mets fans were running with speculation that it would be Benj in left because Soto played right last year, and you're not going to move Soto to make room for Benj.
Stearns was the one being like, well, we'll try Benj in left or Beatty in left, and then all of a sudden they just flopped it. Which, again, I don't disagree with the decision. Like, wherever you can hide the guy, sure.
Yeah.
But what? Like,
could have been they had conversations with Soto. Maybe they didn't want to broach that subject with him, thinking that he wouldn't want to move away from right. And then,
based on how they treated Diaz, I doubt that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Doesn't sound like he doesn't talk to anybody.
Doesn't talk to anybody. I mean, if you're going to talk to somebody, it should be Soto. But he has played the position. If he is serious about elevating his defensive game, I think that can mean only good things for the Mets. I think it's better to move a guy like Soto, who's played the position, to move him to make room for Carson Benj, who is getting his first taste of Major League Baseball. Putting him in a position that he's unfamiliar with seems like the worst outcome. I think moving Soto is the lesser of two evils, and so give Benj the opportunity to play a position that he's played before. And Soto will be fine in left. He was okay in right. I don't expect him to be any worse in left. But again, run prevention, put Benj, and then you have, I think the X factor here too, and maybe a lot of this was prior to the Mets acquiring Luis Robert Jr., but having him in center field makes all of the defenders better. He's going to be able to help center and left because he covers so much ground, because he is such a great center fielder. So at that point, it's like, well, now you have a center fielder. The Mets have been lacking for a few years, and give Carson Benj the right field, move Soto to left, and now you have a pretty good defensive outfield.
Yes.
You're not convinced.
The dots aren't connecting with this run prevention, and just what they're doing don't jive for me. It just doesn't. We're going to start, like, again, I know this is the infield, and we're talking about the outfield. Put a guy who's never played third, put a guy who's never played first, get a 35-year-old second baseman. Granted, he did win the Gold Glove. Got Lindor. Okay, great. I love Alvarez. I think he's gonna be nasty one day.
Yeah. Could be this year.
But that outfield, and now it's like, okay, we're putting a lot of hopes and dreams in Luis Robert Jr., who I like, but he's injury prone.
He is.
He's coming to a new city, a lot more pressure. So there's a whole like New York thing. Now we're starting a rookie right fielder potentially, or Beatty in right field. Granted, he's not Todd Huntley moving to left, but that's a lot of pressure for somebody like the Mets when David Wright, Jose Reyes, Pete Alonso, those guys came up when when the Mets were bad, when there was no pressure on them. This is the year Mendy's on the hot seat. Stearns, I guess you could say, is on the hot seat. They're expected to do things, and to put now Benj and expect him to succeed and not be under the microscope. This is a true test. So it's like, not only do you have to be a good Major League Baseball player, you have to be a good Major League Baseball player in New York as a rookie.
It's hard to do.
Like, I'm not saying, right to me is an anomaly. Reyes, he probably would have been fine. Those are two special players. Alonso, the Mets were just not good in that early 20s, 2019 and all that. So there wasn't as much pressure on him, and good on them for letting him, blow past that first rookie year thing.
Yeah.
But that's just an added layer of pressure now that you're asking this bench. And if Luis Robert, who gets injured a lot, now you're shoving him in center, Beatty in right, and Soto in left. That sounds exciting.
I think they have options. You bring up a good point. Robert is injury prone. If he gets injured, God forbid, you probably are looking at either some sort of combination of Benj in center or Tyrone Taylor in center field, who's played the position as a good defensive center fielder, just lacks the bat. But, in 2025, Soto had a -12 outs above average. That's not good. And so they're probably thinking, let's move him to left. He's going to play left field on the World Baseball Classic, which I know you love. He's going to get some reps. Again, he's played the position before. But yeah, if Luis Robert goes down, you have some sort of combination of Carson Benj, Tyrone Taylor, and then you might move Soto back to right field. And then you might put Beatty in left or Benj in left. I don't know how they do it, but I think there's ways you could spin it. And we'll see. You just have options. And to me, I think, this is all in the name of run prevention. So we'll see how it turns out. But I think the better move was to move Soto to left and give Carson Benj an opportunity to take it over. Now I think the question is, will Carson Benj's bat play at the major league level? Because I think defensively, we know he has the skills, but if his bat's not there, how long do they keep him up just for defense? It really depends on how the rest of the lineup is plugging and hitting. So we'll see how that goes, but I think it's probably good for the Mets. We got to change it. Something's got to change.
Something? How about everything?
Everything has to change.
The entire team is brand new in my eyes.
The last bit of news I think we'll cover is the Yankees are expecting Jasson Domínguez to start the year in AAA. This is not surprising. However, it is a bit frustrating. We talk about young guys and giving them the opportunity. This guy I guess he's had a shot. I mean, he had a stretch there. When he first came up in 23, he had that really nice stretch. In 24 and 25, we didn't really see the same player. I think Yankees fans just want to see this guy be given an opportunity to play every day. And that kind of went out the window when Trent Grisham accepted the qualifying offer, which I don't think anyone, including Brian Cashman, expected him to take.
He thought he was getting a draft pick.
I thought he probably thought he was getting a draft pick. Look, Trent Grisham had a great year last year. We'll see if he's able to repeat that. But I think Yankees fans want youth, and they want to see one of their most highly touted prospects get an opportunity to play every day. I think he's got a lot more upside than Trent Grisham, even with the season he had last year. So it's a bit disappointing. Not all of that surprising. But as we know, injuries do happen, and I think we'll be seeing Jasson Domínguez at some point this year playing a major role for the Yankees. So don't fret, Yankees fans. I think Jasson Domínguez has got a big role for this team. Hopefully, somebody's getting hurt. Somebody.
Oh, yeah, it happens every year.
Yeah.
He's only 23.
22, 23. Yeah.
23, 4, 5.
He's 32.
He is 96.
He started every year in AAA since 1974. And we've seen the flashes. He's a switch hitter. His big thing is he doesn't have a position. And this is why Trent Grisham's signing was so catastrophic for him, because Grisham plays center field and Jasson came up as a center fielder. We tried to make him a left fielder. That didn't work. And we haven't given him the opportunity to play center. So now he's blocked. He has to play the season in AAA, which is not the worst thing, but you just want to see this guy succeed. And now, I mean, barring a Judge injury, like where does he play now, right? Because we have Cody in left. He's going to play a little center. He'll play all over. Center, left, right, whatever. Thank gosh we have him.
Left, right, center.
and some first base. But Jasson Domínguez, man, like if it's not now, when is it going to be? And not only that, we have Spencer Jones. And so we just don't have enough room for all of these guys. And so there's speculation, I think, that either Spencer Jones and or Jasson Domínguez will be used as a trade piece at the trade deadline to bring in some starting pitching or whatever the case may be, whatever we happen to need at the time. It's just kind of crummy. Like Jasson Domínguez was a guy that everybody talked about for years, and he's never really gotten a fair shake in the Bronx. So
2027, there's baseball, no strike. Who do you think is on the team, Volpe or Domínguez?
Oh man, I think Volpe. I think Volpe just because the Yankees defend this guy up and down and give him every opportunity. I can't remember the last time we saw something like this where someone has struggled so bad for so long and they just continue to run him out there. And Jasson Domínguez, having played well, at least offensively, it was not. So I would imagine that they probably keep Volpe. Now, if he comes back and doesn't play well, he's starting the year on the injured list. I think a lot depends on how he bounces back. Boone has said that, it's not necessarily a given that shortstop is Volpe's position upon his return. Jose Caballero can certainly play that position. He's a quality defender, brings a spark to the lineup. He's a base stealer, which someone with Volpe's speed, you would expect to steal a lot of bases. He does not. So it really all depends. The Yankees are also an organization that likes to save face. So they are adamant. They are they're pressing Volpe. They press on these guys like, no, this is our guy until they ship him. So I think it's going to be Volpe. The fact that they want to start Domínguez in AAA at the beginning of this year is kind of telling about how they feel about the two players, but we'll see how Volpe responds. I think Domínguez has a higher upside. He just hasn't had, the opportunities that Volpe's had, which is kind of unfair. So I'd go Volpe.
And excuse my lack of knowledge here. There's this sort of like, I know Volpe's always been pretty highly touted. So there's more sort of like, it's that whole, the higher you get drafted or the bigger the international signing and the sort of pedigree or image that you have when you're 16, 17, 18 carries over. Is there that sort of effect? Like, are the Yankees blinded by the fact that, okay, maybe Volpe isn't what we thought he was going to be, and they're letting Domínguez sort of linger? I mean, kid's not getting chances. They're already saying dude's in AAA. Spring training hasn't even started.
I know.
And he's already in AAA. Kid's 23. What's Volpe? 25?
25, yeah.
25?
I think he's 25.
I mean, and he's never run with the opportunity. And like, to me, that's sort of that, like, I don't know, like pipeline bias.
He will be
or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Volpe, first round draft pick for the Yankees, highly touted prospect. Jasson Domínguez, not drafted, signed it as an international free agent. So I definitely think that plays a part. It's like we have to, prove it to ourselves and Volpe that we made the right play bringing him up. And this is probably that year where they say it's now or never for Volpe.
Yeah.
I think we were riding high after his performance in the World Series, albeit after a loss. He performed well under the brightest lights. So I think they're holding on to that player, that the guy who hit the grand slam, who was playing sharp defensive baseball. They want to give him another opportunity, but I do think it's his last. And you might be right. Like, let's give Jasson Domínguez, let's have him focus on AAA and becoming a better player because he's blocked right now. But, we're one Giancarlo Stanton injury away from bringing up a Spencer Jones or a Jasson Domínguez. Yeah. And we know he's going to be injured. He's got tennis elbow in both elbows. Like, something's going to happen.
He doesn't even play tennis.
Yeah, he doesn't even play tennis. It's poor guy. He's never played tennis in his life.
So I hate the sport.
So, I mean, I think, and Domínguez's trade value is probably a lot higher because we haven't seen as much from him, and the short stints that we have, he's actually performed a little bit, whereas Volpe has really struggled. The last time we saw him, he was struggling. So I think the Yankees want to make it work with Volpe. We'll see what happens with Domínguez.
At the end of the day, doesn't that tell you something? His trade value is higher. That means everybody else in the league sees higher potential in this guy except for you.
Yeah.
And it's like the Mets kind of did the same. They have MJ Melendez, who we didn't talk about in that whole outfield mix.
Yeah.
They signed him.
1 year, right?
Yeah, whatever. Could be 10. I don't
Promising bat, though, MJ Melendez.
Why?
I don't know.
Because he was a former top 100 prospect. Because he was a former top 100 prospect.
Right,
He
right.
he had a decent rookie year. I think it was like 18 home runs, 62 RBI, whatever the hell it was.
Don't pretend like you don't know them by heart.
No, I don't. I read I'm weird. I read a stat. Sometimes it sticks. Sometimes it doesn't. I want to say that's what he had. I don't know.
That tracks.
But like the batting average and everything since, I think that was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's not good.
No.
But he's getting a chance with the Mets because he was a former top 100 prospect. He doesn't fit the defensive bill. I think he was a former catcher that they shoved in the outfield.
Yep.
Again, this is the whole defense first, and that's who you're signing, and that's who now is in the outfield mix, and they've given a 40-man roster spot to. Come on. Like,
you're dead on. 18 home runs, 62 RBIs.
boom.
And his rookie
That's
year.
reading one article a week ago. Or
One
whatever the hell he was
article.
saying.
Look at that. Chad Voss in there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Rain Man.
I think sometimes it also maybe depends on the team that brings him up. I mean, I think the Royals are thought of as, being, good identifiers of talent in Major League Baseball. They don't keep them, but they know
Thanks,
how to spot
Carlos.
the young talent. And so it's like, we'll take a chance on Melendez. The Royals got him. They thought he was pretty good. Maybe there's something there. And at the end of the day, it's 1 year. And if it doesn't work, what have you wasted? I mean, I think that's how they look at it.
I can tell you what we've wasted.
But I think they bring him in because he's got some pop. He's played some outfield. He can catch. They're probably looking at his versatility in that way. Like he's done it before. I'm not saying they think of him as a catcher. I'm just, if Alvarez goes down, if they need a backup, he can fill that void.
Get your boy, Luis.
Yeah. We ship all the good catchers and keep the ones that aren't that great. But we'll see.
I'm curious. Is 083 a good batting average? I just looked up his stats. I mean, it was.
Is the decimal point before the 0?
Yes.
Then no, it's not. Getting back to Domínguez, I want to see him do well. But I think you're right. If the rest of the league is thinking about his trade value being higher, I mean, when we were in on Scooble, I think the Yankees were, I think the Tigers checked in on Domínguez, Spencer Jones. They wanted a Schlittler. I mean, they wanted a whole package for Scooble, which was never going to happen.
For 1 year of Scooble?
For 1 year rental, and then what? I mean, that might have been the most nasty rotation in the history of baseball with Cole, Schlittler, Scooble, Fried. I mean, get out of here. Didn't want any part of that, though.
Better than Glavine, Smoltz, Maddox?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddox won World Series, they were good. Different. Also,
and
different
how many
kind
is
of
your
rotation.
Fictitious World Series rotation one? Zero.
Zero. Listen, but Fried has won a World Series, I think, with the Braves, right? Did he win one with the Braves?
He was there. Yeah,
he was there. So he's got the pedigree. Cole has been in there. I look. On talent, I think yes. On achievements, no. That rotation is nasty. But from just a power perspective, gosh, that rotation is scary.
That rotation would have been nasty.
Yeah. I think that's going to wrap it up for us today, folks. Thank you, Chad. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube at Yank Your Mets Podcast. This has been a great episode, Chad. Thanks for watching and listening.